Welcome back to What's New with ME, where we don't just tell you what is happening, we break down what's really going on behind the headlines. I'm your host, Ali Mehdaoui, and today we've got a heavy one. We're talking about political power plays at the highest level, economic pressure that's starting to hit real people, and international tensions that could shift global stability overnight. Let's get into it. Segment 1, Defense Secretary impeachment, power and control. Let's start with what might be one of the most explosive political developments in recent memory. In the last 24 hours, articles of impeachment have officially been filed against U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Now, pause right there. This is not normal. You almost never see a sitting defense secretary facing impeachment. That alone tells you the level of tension inside Washington right now. So, what's the accusation? We're talking about unauthorized military actions tied to Iran mishandling of classified intelligence and policies affecting military personnel, including transgender service members. But here's what matters beyond the headlines. This isn't just about one individual. This is about control over military authority, because when Congress moves to impeach someone that is in position, what they're really saying is, we believe executive power has gone too far. And when that line gets crossed, that's when political friction turns into institutional conflict. Now ask yourself this: is this about accountability, which you know that's my favorite word, or is this about control of decision making at the highest level of national security? Because depending on how this plays out, this could redefine how military decisions are made moving forward. Segment 2, Trump versus Fed. This is the economy power struggle. Now let's move into the financial battlefield, because make no mistake, this one affects everybody. President Donald Trump is now publicly escalating pressure against Jerome Powell, the chair of the Federal Reserve. And here's the headline: Trump is threatening to remove Powell unless his preferred nominee gets confirmed. Let me translate what that actually means. This is a direct challenge to the independence of the Federal Reserve. And if you understand economics, you know that's a big deal, because the Fed is supposed to operate independently from politics. Why? Because they control interest rates, inflation policy, the cost of borrowing money. Now, imagine that power being influenced politically. That's when markets start reacting. That's when investors get really nervous. That's when businesses slow down. And right now, this is all happening while a nomination is stalled. There are investigations into financial decisions, and uncertainty is building. So, what's the real story here? This isn't just Trump versus Powell. This is about who controls the direction of the U.S. economy. And when that becomes a public fight, it creates instability. And instability always trickles down. Segment 3, economic pressure, layoffs, and reality check. Now let's talk about what people are actually feeling on the ground, because while all of this is happening at the top, there's a different story playing out across the country. Layoffs, hiring freezes, companies pulling back. We're seeing thousands of workforce reductions across industries in 2026 already. And here's the pattern: companies overexpanded, capital became more expensive, and now they are tightening. This is what a market correction looks like in real time. But let's be clear: this isn't just numbers on a spreadsheet. This is families adjusting budgets, people rethinking careers, entrepreneurs trying to survive. So when you hear about political fights and economic policy, understand this: the real impact is happening at the individual level. And right now, man, there is pressure that is building. Segment 4, global tensions, Iran negotiations, and risk. So let's zoom out globally because what's happening internationally is directly connected to everything we just talked about. There are renewed efforts through the intermediaries like Pakistan to restart negotiations between the United States and Iran. But at the same time, there are reports of increased military positioning and ongoing tensions in key regions. So you've got two things happening simultaneously: diplomacy and potential escalation. And that combination, my friend, it's unpredictable because historically, markets don't like uncertainty. Governments don't like losing leverage, and global stability depends on both of those items. So when you connect this back to everything else, political instability, economic pressure, military tension, you start to see the bigger picture. This is not isolated. This is interconnected. Segment 5, social and culture. So here's what people are actually paying attention to, shall we? So while all of this is happening, let's not ignore where attention is going because on social media, the conversation looks completely different. We're seeing viral nostalgia trend, influencer driven moments, moon landing or from the 60s and moon orbiting conspiracy theories. But underneath that, there's a shift that is happening and people are starting to question the pressure to go viral, the sustainability of content creation, and that actually matters long term. So while mainstream headlines drive fear and urgency, social platforms are driving distraction and engagement. And the gap between those two, that's where attention and opportunity, some people may say, exists. All right, let's wrap it up. What does it all mean to you and I? So exhausting, I know. Let's simplify it, shall we? Right now, we are seeing a power struggle in government, a control battle over the economy, real pressure hitting everyday people, and global uncertainty that could shift quickly. This is not random. This is definitely a moment. And moments like this, well, they create two types of people: those who react and those who position themselves. Because while everyone else is trying to figure out what's happening, the smart ones are asking, where is this going? So don't sleep on it. And if you want to stay ahead of what is actually happening, if you want to understand not just the headlines, but the strategy behind them, and if you're ready to position yourself in a world that constantly shifts, I highly recommend for you to go to vmestudios.net. It's right down there. That's where we build brands. That's where we create influence. That's where we manage reputation. And that is where you turn attention into opportunity. I'm Ali Mehdaoui. This is What's New with ME, and I'll see you on the next one.
Still marketing your business like it's the Yellow Pages era? Welcome to ME Studios, where local solopreneurs and small business owners catch up with the digital world and take over it. We help you go from invisible to undeniable. Featured on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Plus, gain press exposure in over 100 to 300 major media outlets like Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, and the CW. Right here in Eatontown, New Jersey, just steps away from the soon-to-be Netflix studios, our multi-unit facility is built for creators, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Stop marketing like it's 1995. Start building your digital authority today with a team that gets it.